on the podcast New Heights with Travis Kelce and his brother Jason Kelce, who played for Travis plays for Kansas City, and I think his brother played for Philadelphia Eagles. They have a podcast. And as you also know, Travis Kelce is dating Taylor Swift, who is a pop phenomenon, sells millions of albums. They've been dating for almost 2 or 3 years now, right? So recently, this week, she got invited. Well, I guess she invited herself onto their podcast, but they had like a 2-hour conversation on her podcast, on their podcast, to talk about her album and her life and all this other stuff, right? So we're not interested in that over here. But watching the video, it became abundantly clear just how into her boyfriend that Taylor Swift actually is. Like, being able to read her body language, how close they were sitting to each other, them finishing each other's sentences, her occasionally glancing over at him with admiration. All those things are absolutely great. But there's one particular part of the podcast that I want to highlight for you guys, because if you're not dating anybody right now and you're listening to other women, what you're going to hear a lot of women say is things that they are not willing to do. They're not willing to cook for their man. They don't want to clean the house. They don't want to be the only ones looking after the kids. Like, it's gotten to a point now where women hear that a guy wants a woman that knows how to cook or clean or do whatever, and she automatically sees that as him trying to make her subservient. Like, you just want me to be a slave in the kitchen and a slave to the household, and you don't want to do any work yourself, right? And I keep trying to tell guys that, look, women say this BS all the time, but when they're with a guy that they truly, truly like, it doesn't matter what level of income she's making or what position she has in life or all the principles she had that she said she would not do. When she finds a man that she's highly interested in, all that stuff's going to go out the window, because the reality is women make time to do these things for men that they have a high interest in. And so to that end, I think that this part of the podcast really drives home that point. So I'll just play the little snippet that I recorded for TikTok here. Okay, check this out.
He asked me to send him 2 loaves of sourdough at training camp. I'm like wrapping sourdough loaves in like saran wrap or whatever.
So what is she had a whole section on this podcast where she was talking about how she got into baking, she got into making sourdough, and that he requested her to make some sourdough to send to him at training camp, and she was happily, readily in the kitchen, wrapping up dough, figuring out different recipes to send them. She's talking about making blueberry. I didn't even know you can make blueberry sourdough, cinnamon swirl sourdough, all this stuff, right? Now, why is this important? Because Taylor Swift is one of the busiest women in the entire world. She just did a complete 2 or 3 year tour for the Eras Tour. She put out 3 or 4 back-to-back albums during this time. She's constantly rehearsing, constantly on stage, constantly doing promo stuff. The busiest woman in the world has time to pause her world to cook for her man, to hook up with her man, to spend time with her man. And I point this out because all these other chicks that are telling you they're just too busy to do these extra things, or that if they get married to you, that they're not going to always have time to be able to bake or cook for you or to watch after the kids because she has a life too and she gets tired also and you should take on some of the work. The busiest woman in the world right now that's promoting an album is also taking time to cook her man a meal. And this is a woman, by the way, that is not seeing this as a subservient thing. She's not seeing it as she's less than because he wants her to go in the kitchen. She has a very high interest in her guy. She loves her man to death and is willing to do things to make him happy, even if it means having to put on an apron and get into the kitchen. And you as a guy should not accept any less than that. If Taylor Swift, the busiest artist in the world, who has diamond records and who has platinum records and has a bunch of money in the bank, can humble herself to be able to, it's not even humbling herself. She recognizes he brings a lot to her plate and brings a lot to the table and does stuff for her. And if he's saying, hey, I just want you to cook me some sourdough and I'm at training camp trying to train for my football career to happen, and she's willing to say yes to that, then your girl has no excuse, unless she just doesn't have that high of an interest in you, because that's the reality. The reality is women who are either selfish or stuck up, but more importantly, are not really seeing you as their top tier pick, are going to always have excuses and arguments ready for why it is that the thing you're asking her to do is subservient and beneath her, and how dare you ask her. Only women that have a low tier interest in you or that don't have proper training growing up are going to say that crap to you. Because Taylor Swift is cooking for her man. Why isn't your woman cooking for you? Why is the woman that you're trying to date complaining about how she wants an equal household and she's a feminist and she doesn't want to have to do whatever? It's not even about a have to. It's about she should love and care about you enough to want to do those things for you because she loves you so much. And again, I believe in their relationship, he's also doing the most for her too. So I think it's an even playing field in terms of them doing stuff for each other. Like, you know, when he had off during the football season, he was going to her various shows just to be in the background cheering her on. And I find that very admirable. The problem is there are women out there who have men that are like, hey, I'll be there for you. I'm willing to take on half of the housework and take care of the kids sometimes. And I'm willing to be there for your career and cheer you on. And all I'm asking you to do is occasionally cook a meal. Oh, I can't do. You're putting me back to the 1950s. Don't date those women. Like, those women don't have a real understanding of what men want in a relationship, and that what men want in relationships is also as important as what she wants. And that sometimes that means compromise, but also most women I found just in my dating life, when they have a high interest in you, they willingly, like, I can cook for my own self. And yet women I've dated that have had a high interest in me, they willingly take over that work. Oh no, I want to do that. I got recipes. I will learn how to cook your favorite thing. If your girl's not doing that, you got a lazy chick, you got an unappreciative chick, and you have a chick that doesn't have high interest, get rid of her. Because there are women out there, if you date long enough, you will find a woman who will go against all the principles she thought she had simply because she likes you that much. So just that I thought that podcast was a great lesson in being able to see that in real time. And so I don't want you guys to accept any less. That's all I'm saying. Hey there, thanks for tuning in to Harry Dating Convos. Don't forget to visit harrywilmington.com to download my free ebook, Texting Women Like a Boss. And while you're there, if you're ready to take things to the next level with your dating life, check out the Get Girls Academy membership program for exclusive strategies and live coaching. Go to harrywilmington.com to learn more and join today. Lastly, if you've got a question you'd like answered on one of these shows, leave a comment below or write me at harrywilmington@gmail.com. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.